In the midst of a forgotten forest where the light of the sun rarely penetrated the thick canopy, there was a path known only to the whisperings of the wind and the cautious tread of the few remaining villagers. It was a path cursed with tales of the Echo Walker, a being of ancient malevolence that imitated the voices of loved ones to entice the unwary into the shadows of abandonment. Amelia, a spirited girl of 20 summers, was drawn to the forest through the hauntingly familiar voice of her lost brother, Jonathan. His voice, tender and pleading, echoed through the stillness of the night. Desperation etched deeply into her heart, for Jonathan had vanished a year ago, succumbed to the whisper of the same nefarious entity. The villagers had warned her, speaking in hushed tones about the Echo Walker, but Amelia's love for her brother overshadowed the fears implanted by mere legend. The path snaked serpent-like through the twisted trees, darker with each step she took. She felt a chill that was not just the touch of the night air, but the prickling sensation of unseen eyes upon her. Her brother's voice guided her deeper. "Amelia, help me. Please come closer." Her resolve hardened. She would save him, or at the very least, discover the truth. At the heart of the forest stood the ruins of an old estate, a decaying monument overrun with nature's reclaiming vines and moss. The air was thick, almost tangible, with the scent of damp earth and something else, something metallic. Amelia's footsteps faltered at the entrance, her courage wavering. Yet Jonathan's voice grew more insistent. "I'm here, Amelia. Don't leave me." Hesitating only a moment, she stepped into the gaping maw of the mansion. Inside, the shadows seemed to dance and pulsate with a life of their own. The voice called from deeper within, pulling her towards the bowels of the forgotten structure. Each room was a mournful snapshot of the past, with remnants of lives left behind in a chaotic rush to escape something unspeakable. She glanced around, the evidence of hurried departures igniting her anxiety. Descending a crumbling staircase, her lantern cast flickering shadows that stretched grotesquely along the walls. The voice was louder now, echoing from below. "Amelia, please hurry." With a heart pounding as though it would burst from her chest, she entered a vast underground chamber. In the center, shrouded by darkness, she saw a figure hunched over, weeping softly. "Jonathan," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. The figure slowly twisted to reveal not her brother, but an abomination, a grotesque mimicry with eyes that glowed like opaque pools of hatred. The face distorted, changing fluidly from features of her brother to her mother, father, and others she dearly loved, their voices merging into a cacophony of despair. "Amelia," they chorused, "why did you leave us?" The realization struck her with the force of 1,000 winters. This was the Echo Walker, feeding on the hope and regret of its prey. It lunged towards her with a speed that belied its monstrous form. Terror pushed her to flee, her mind screaming as she retraced her frantic steps through the mansion, up the stairs and into the open air. She did not look back until she reached the village, collapsing into the safety of familiar arms. The elders of the village spoke then of the Echo Walker in earnest, tales once whispered now given voice in the light of Amelia's survival. It was a creature older than time, they said, a remnant of a darkness that sought to draw the living into the void through the treacherous semblance of love. Amelia listened, her heart heavy with the knowledge that her brother and many others fell to its deceitful grasp and that she had narrowly escaped the same fate. The forest, scarred and silent, held its secrets close, and the Echo Walker's mournful calls faded into the annals of legend. Yet, on the stillest of nights when the wind held its breath, one could almost hear the faintest whisper, a cunning voice calling out to those foolish enough to listen.